Welcome to Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kinds. Alita, can you turn me down just a little bit? My name is Anthony Parker, and we are going to do Friday's Blind Mom Answers Your Questions. We're going to do it on a Thursday because I got things to do. Alita has things to do, and my special guest, Joe Elizabeth, has things to do as well. But we're going to pre-record it, but we're going to go live with it and have some fun with it. I told y'all, man, I'm trying to make this thing happen for all potential moms who need some advice about things. And Alita's phone is blowing up. 1 second. You got it? Okay.
Got it?
Okay. 1 second. At least you want to come in and come back out because you're blowing up.
What happens if you try to do anything and your phone blows up?
Okay. Alita. Okay, here we go. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to be having some questions that were put together, and I'm going to talk with a blind mom. First of all, before I do that, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, make sure to like, share, comment, and also tell a friend because we want to make this thing happen. And also, at the end of what we're doing, Miss Joe Elizabeth Pinto is going to make a special announcement. She's gonna be back on here next week. But anyway, how you doing, Joe?
Oh, hanging in there. How are you?
I am doing great. You on here a couple of videos way back in the years and whatnot. Is everything going okay with you?
Oh yeah, it's going okay. Coronavirus has put a hitch in things, but we'll get through it.
You get through it, okay. All right. Well, just briefly, you are a blind mom, okay? Definitely, and I wanted to bring you on so you can answer some questions that I have posed before you. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how you lost your sight, just briefly.
Oh, I was born 3 months too early, so I lost my sight in the incubators. It's called retinopathy of prematurity. It means the incubators damaged my eyes and my optic nerves. So I never really I might have had sight at first, but I didn't have it much for very long after that. So I grew up blind.
Okay, grew up blind. All right. Well, we're gonna get on with the get on and allow you. You don't mind sharing your parental techniques or anything like that to help out others?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Well, I have some questions here that I'm going to ask you, and hopefully my guest or co-host or sidekick will join me within the duration of the interview. My first question is, how long have you been a blind mom?
I had my daughter. She's 12 now, so she was born in 2008, and I have had stepchildren before that. So, well, sort of, it's complicated. Stepchildren are complicated, but I was in their lives since they were 11 and 7, and they're grown up now. They're in their 20s.
Okay, so all in all, you have how many kids?
2 stepkids that I helped raise, and 1 daughter who I gave birth to.
Did a good job raising them.
Oh, they're great. I just became a grandma a month ago.
You like it?
Oh yeah, she's the cutest baby except maybe mine.
Okay. Well, this is the next question I'm going to ask you. On a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the most difficult, how would you rank the life of a blind mom? How would you rank that in terms of 10 being the most difficult and 1 being the most, easiest, 1 to 5, easiest and simplistic and, just no problem at all? How would you rank it?
Parenting is probably the most difficult thing I've ever done, but I wouldn't say it's because I'm blind. I would say that anyway, even if I could see. It's a challenge that will test you beyond what you ever thought.
Okay. Well,
but it's not because you're blind. It's because kids push your buttons.
Okay, let's
And
talk
they
about
know where your buttons are because they put them there.
that's that's true.
So,
Now, in regards to the challenges, what would you, what do you mean by their challenges that you have to go through? What talk about those?
well, they're born and they keep you up at night, and they are babies, and you think, oh, I'm never going to sleep again, and then you do, and you think, oh, I got through that, and then they learn to get mobile, and that's a challenge, and you figure that one out, and then they learn to talk, and that's great, and then they don't stop talking, and that's fine, and then they go to school, and you figure that one out,
Mhm.
and then they start to spread their wings and test what you know, and every time you turn around, the challenges get different.
Mhm.
So you figure out what you're doing with one thing, and then it's on to something else.
So it's basically a life full of challenges. As they become older and aware of things, there are more challenges that you have to overcome, especially as a
Right.
okay visually impaired mom. Okay,
But the world is also very exciting for them, and it's exciting to let them navigate it. So at the same time that it's hard, it's really wonderful.
okay. At what point did your children realize that you were blind, and what was that situation like? The interaction once they found out that you couldn't see, especially the 12-year-old. What was that like? Talk to us about that.
Um, I think it's been different as they get older. I think my baby. I think the first time I think she realized something was different was when I learned how to feed her, and she would lean toward the spoon and make sure it went into her mouth. And I don't think she had the words to know what blind was then,
Hmm.
but she wanted to eat, and she made it happen.
Hmm.
And then as she learned to talk, she figured out that pointing and whining didn't achieve her goals. And so I think she learned to talk a little bit earlier than some other children, because she figured out that she needed to use her words. And so she was very verbal, and very agile
Hmm.
sooner than other babies were, because she needed to use her environment. She learned how to get at things and
Hmm.
put my hands on things.
Okay.
And so then as she got older, I taught her as soon as she could talk that she needed to, um, if we were going somewhere, she needed to answer me. And that was just not negotiable. If we went out and she didn't answer me, we stopped whatever we were doing right then
Hmm.
and either sat out. If we couldn't actually leave, we sat out and didn't finish the activity.
Hmm.
And after once or twice of that, two or three times maybe, she didn't even question it anymore. She was so young.
Okay.
So I guess then, now recently, it's become a challenge again where she'll try to want to wear clothes that I don't approve of, or use her computer when she thinks I don't know she's using it, or things like that. So I've had to get very vigilant about things, because she wants to see if she can
Get away with
test
stuff.
and get away with things. And so it's becoming more of an issue.
So in the beginning, was there a time when she said that mommy, or ask why you or just why you can't do things, or mommy, why you can't see, or what was what was the situation like when she actually was able to verbalize and stress the fact that you could not see? What was that like in her earlier years?
Oh, she had said once that, oh, I think I was joking around, and I said something about the eyes in the front of my head not working, but the ones in the back of my head worked just fine.
Mm,
And so she believed me. I didn't expect she would believe me, but
mm.
she actually came and looked for them under my hair because kids are very literal. So you have to be careful what you say and how you say to them because they will believe you. But she took it all very in stride when she was young. She told her second grade teacher, "Oh, it's okay. My mom's blind. It's just like having a regular mom, but Daddy won't let her drive his car." And that's how my book got its title. Um,
That's interesting. That's an interesting topic because I did run across that about when you're talking about. You stated that the eyes in front of your head don't work, and but the eyes in the back of your head, they do work. Definitely. I'm gonna get you to talk about that in a few minutes, but
right.
give us
As
three
she got
helpful.
older, then she started being kind of embarrassed, and she started, not wanting her friends to ask questions. And
Oh, really?
yeah, but when she was young, it wasn't a big deal.
Okay. Well, what give us like three helpful tips that potential blind moms can take from you and apply in their everyday lives as a parent. What helpful tips can you provide that make their transition from becoming a not a parent to a parent go smoother?
Oh, I would just say the more casual you are about it, the more casual other people will be about it. And so um, just
Okay.
treat it like it's no big deal. I remember I was pregnant and I was on the bus once, and some woman stumbled all over herself, and she said, "Well, how could you? Well, how did you? Well, I mean, but your eyes."
Hmm.
And I said, "Well, when it came down to the moment of truth, my eyes really had nothing to do with it."
That's right.
Because she was, getting stuttering and making a fool of herself.
Mhm. Yeah. So
So the less you fuss about it, the less other people are gonna.
okay, that's one tip. Give us two more.
Uh,
You know, I'm
when
gonna
you
let you off that easy.
when you go to the hospital, go to all the classes, even if you know what you're doing, because the more you appear there and the more they know you, the less they're gonna worry about you.
There you go. Good point. Number two. Number three.
Uh, let's see. Be present at your school. Do volunteer there if you can, or um, make presentations about your blindness, or take your guide dog in there and show them off to the kids.
Right.
Do whatever you're going to do, because when they know you, then it'll be easier for you to get to know the teachers and get them to help you out,
Okay.
as if you're a stranger that
Okay.
they've never met. And you need the teachers to be on your side.
Definitely. Now, we're gonna get into something a little personal. If you don't have to answer it if you want to, but did you breastfeed your kids? And if not, uh, why not? And if you did, kind of describe how it was. So it's like a two-part question. Did you breastfeed?
I did, but I struggled, so I did half and half.
Okay.
Um, and I don't know if I struggled because I was blind, or because I was a preemie, or because it just was that way. But so I breastfeed, and I pumped, and I took every herb and every weird thing you could to try to make it better. And I would say no guilt. If you can, you can, and if you can't, you can't. And they're going to grow up either way. But don't let every advice giving person that wants to tell you what to do, if you can, you can, and if you can't, just
Do
what it
something
is,
else. Okay.
you know?
Great point. Great point. Um, Now, did you help your kids? We had spoken a few minutes ago about schools and get to know your teacher. Did you help your kids out with their homework and things of that nature?
I did, especially when she was younger and more cooperative. I spelling words, and I read out loud. I think the most important thing you can do is find a way to read out loud to your kids from when they're little. Uh, I got Braille books. We also listened to audio. I had her read out loud to me. Whatever you can find to do, I think it's great because the more a kid gets read to, the more they're exposed to all kinds of things. And she still likes to be read out loud to sometimes, and she's 12. She might
Mm,
not be admitting that to people on Facebook or on the internet, but she doesn't know.
okay.
Uh, but yeah, I did. I helped her with a lot of things. Now it's getting complicated with the math, and her dad can see, and he helps her with a lot of that because they don't do math the way they used to anymore.
Oh no, no,
I,
it's this.
it's hard. So now he helps her with some of that, but um, it's not that hard when they're younger. You can find ways to either braille spelling words or write them in large letters or say them out loud, or it's not too bad. You can figure
Okay.
it out.
Okay. Well, you do definitely make it sound easy, and uh,
Easy, I don't know, but it's doable.
well, easy, doable. I mean, it's like they're interchangeable, but the way you make it seem like it's pretty easy for as far as what you have done thus far. Last question: there have been people, naysayers who have said that blind people shouldn't have kids, and trying to convince those who are interested in doing so, or who have the are thinking about doing it, to try to dissuade them from doing so. You've had kids. You've also raised kids that weren't yours, but still, I consider them as being yours because you can't take the cow without the milk. What do you say to people who say things of that nature?
Do I have to be polite?
What do you say to people who say that kids that blind people shouldn't have kids? What do you say to those people, considering the fact that you have had experience?
I have to think real hard to think of something polite to say to people like that. You know, blind people, I'm almost 50 years old, and there's not much that blind people cannot do except maybe fly airplanes and operate on people with sharp knives.
Hmm.
Other than that, we're good.
Hmm.
So, again, I'm still not thinking of anything that's appropriate to say in mixed company to those people.
Okay, well, since you can't, and I know what the underlying meaning would be, I definitely understand where you're coming from in that aspect. So, with that being said, I, I just want to thank you for coming on and and answering these questions in the hopes of helping other individuals out who are interested in becoming moms, or becoming, if you are becoming interested in becoming parents and things of that nature. So, with that being said, I want you to tell everyone what you are doing now briefly. That you mentioned about the daddy won't let mommy drive drive the car. That's significant because you had written a book. You are an author, which is, I should have said earlier, but that's going to be said on my other interview that we're going to be doing next week. But just briefly tell everybody what you're doing, and a little bit about, though given the goods, but just a little bit about the
Right.
book.
Well, when I had my daughter, there were people who had misgivings about that whole situation. And then I had, frankly, have seen one too many blind moms and dads get their have family struggles because people didn't think they could handle the situation. And
Mm,
so I wrote a book called Daddy Won't Let Mom Drive the Car: True Tales of Parenting in the Dark, that outlines some of my adventures that I've had um, with my daughter and shows how doable the whole thing is.
mm,
And I'm trying to get that book into the hands of not only parents, people who are interested in becoming parents, but also educators, legislators, teachers, all kinds of people who have influence with diverse parent populations.
Okay.
And so that's basically where we're at. And I would like to see their blind people. I would like to see right to parent laws passed in every state, so that parents with disabilities don't have to fear losing their kids.
Okay. Well, we're
Um,
gonna definitely. I'm just hold that thought. We're gonna come back and we're gonna delve into it deeply. I just want you to touch a little bit about it and get them familiarized to when you
oh,
come back on Wednesday. But before I leave, Blind Squirrel, what's up, man? He sent a question in. He wanted to know if there's ever a time when you put bells on your kid's shoes or your little child's shoes to
actually,
uh, to know where
I
they are.
put Tic Tacs in, Tic Tacs, those candies,
Like, yeah.
in her pocket because you can hear them better.
Okay. Um, any other suggestions as we come to a conclusion in terms of what will help, and especially along those lines, because you had to administer medicine and things of that nature. How did you actually do that? Like,
I just put a little scratch mark in the syringe so I knew how full to get it. Um, but I know how much a drop is, the little squeezy thing. After a while, you can tell how much a drop is because you get used to doing it. And you can tell how much a fever is by just laying your hand on a child's forehead too.
okay,
So it's not nothing to worry about.
okay. Well, exactly. We're gonna end it with that. It's not nothing to worry about. You can definitely do it. So if you put your mind to it, and Joe Elizabeth is definitely a proven has proven exactly that it can be done as a parent. So definitely, with all those naysayers who claim that you shouldn't have kids or there's no reason or you can't do it, hey, I'm bringing people that's proven otherwise and what have you. So I want to thank you for actually coming on the show and allowing me to steal you for 23 minutes and what have you. But definitely, we will definitely bring you on, and we'll be talking about the book. Daddy won't let mommy drive the car. Correct.
Daddy won't let mom drive the car. Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll have you on here Wednesday, and we'll talk more about it. But in the meantime, thanks to y'all for subscribing to Third Eye Vision. Please continue to subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and comment. Let me know what you like. If you like these type of shows and whatever. I want to say big up to DJ Hay and Blind Squirrel Network. My man James over there who's doing this thing. Y'all go support him as well. So with that being said, Elizabeth, thank you for coming on to
Thank
the
you.
show. You're quite welcome. And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know.
Take care.
Okay, thank you.